Hi, welcome to the Simple Logistics channel. Today we are going to talk about moving equipment to use inside a warehouse or cross dock or any other facility, manufacturing facilities, transportation companies, and so forth. These moving equipments, they have changed the world. Ever since the forklift was invented, pallets and containers. Logistics throughout the world have changed in a way that it's almost unimaginable. International trade has grown exponentially because the costs of moving and handling cargo have lowered very significantly. So it's because of these moving equipments and also the packages that we have developed over time that international trade is at the levels that we see today. Everything you take for granted today, for example, your iPhone made in China, or going to Starbucks and drinking some coffee planted in, I don't know, Ethiopia or Brazil or Colombia, all that is possible because of logistics. Other than that, foreign trade or international trade would be restricted only for luxury items. It wouldn't be possible for mass market goods, for inexpensive products. And to improve the efficiency of enterprises, of companies, of your business, we must learn how to use and what kind of equipments are available out there, and which ones do suit our needs better. The focus of today's video is to present to you the types of equipment or handling, moving equipment that are available in the market today, especially for a small business. So my focus here is of inexpensive equipment for a small business. So I made a small presentation with some features. It shows better, and it's easier to explain what each equipment does and how it's used. Okay. So this is the forklift that we know and love today. It's probably the most common moving equipment or handling equipment in any company, any enterprise today. This particular model is an electric forklift, especially useful for stuffing goods inside a container, closed spaces, because it doesn't have the exhaust fumes of a diesel forklift. This one is pretty much the standard today, or the gold standard. But if you have a small business and you don't have money to buy good, brand new forklift truck, then what can you do? For small loads up to a ton, palletized always, you can use these kind of manual equipment. It's used everywhere to move pallets from one side to the other. It doesn't lift the pallet. It lifts the pallet just a few inches off the ground, so you can move it. It also depends that you have a reasonably good floor. Otherwise, it gets just too hard to move this thing. It doesn't have electric or any other power source to help move the goods. It's all muscular force that is used to move pallets with it. I would say that you need a very smooth floor, very level, so you can move goods easily, effectively, and safely. This is the most important thing. If you need to stack something or put over a table or something like that, if you need to raise the cargo off the ground, then you have this kind of equipment. It's all manual also, it doesn't have any power assistance. It's slow to operate. If your warehouse or if your business does have a lot of cargo movement, I wouldn't advise these manual equipment because they are simply too slow and to require you more manpower to move stuff. I would advise a powered, especially electric equipment if you have a lot of movement. But if you are a really small business and you move pallets one day and 1 day per week or twice per week, something like that, then probably this equipment is right for you. It represents a very little investment upfront. It doesn't give you a lot of efficiency. It doesn't give you a lot of speed, but it does the work. If you have to raise a pallet 1 meter, 1.5 meters high, or something like that, this kind of equipment will do the job. It also doesn't work for very heavy pellets. I would say a ton max, 1,000 kilograms max for this kind of equipment. Otherwise, you have some risks of you just toppling and will have damaged goods and probably a sore back in your employee. So it's important that these equipment is used with light material, not very heavy pellets, and that it doesn't need to be used all the time. It's really not meant for that. If you need to do some picking in height, the first or second level of your pallet, then this is kind of the right stuff to do that. It's a kind of a forklift. Forklifts have different layouts, different models. So there are some models of forklift that the operator he rides with the fork. He can pick one box out of the racking system, out of the storage facility, and put in over the pallet. So it's a very efficient for picking. It has a reasonably good, capacity. It's not very good for heavy loads because simply it doesn't have a lot of counterbalance. You cannot use it for 3-4 tons load. It is for lighter loads. But as you're doing the picking manually, usually is within the limits of the machine. And the height is also limited, so it depends on how high is your warehouse. So you have to purchase the right kind of equipment to use for your picking. Otherwise, the handling equipment will be the limit for how high you can store pallets in your warehouse, and you don't want that. Other type of handling equipment is this. These are skids. We have a nickname for them in Portuguese. It would be translated as something as a turtle. So it's really low, and you can put all kind of round or drum-like material on it. If you have oil drums or if you have coils, all these type of material is very good to be moved with an equipment like this. It usually has brakes that you step and you break the wheel so it doesn't move. This example here is used with cars. You can move them laterally, which you wouldn't be able if these wheels didn't have a 360 movement. This is very good for stocking a lot of material packed together. You can really use your floor space to the most and rearrange the goods at will with these kind of equipment, and it's really not very expensive. It's a very clever solution for a number of industries. So I really would say if you use drones, rolls, even as in the example, tires, if you do store round equipment, this is a very good solution for your warehouse. And then we have these kind of pulley systems for lifting heavy items. Even though you don't have to lift heavy items very often, so maybe you are reluctant to buy a more expensive winch or something like that. You can buy this. This is a very good solution. This pulley system, it has a lever, and all the movement is done by the lever. For the operator, you don't have to use a lot of strength to lift the goods. It's very safe. It's good for ergonomic reasons to use in small quantities, not really for mass production. But if you have to move or to lift the stuff once a day, every couple of days, this is the right stuff for you. It's not expensive. It's really cheap equipment. Cheap, I mean inexpensive, not low quality, and it's safe for your people to use it. It makes the work easier. It makes safer for people to lift heavy items. So it's very good for companies to invest in this kind of thing, even though it's not for very heavy use. It's good that you have at least one of these in your company. The other thing is this kind of manual winch. It has also a lever system, so you can make a manual movement and lift very heavy items. And the truck driver, for example, here doesn't have to use a lot of strength. It's very ergonomic. It's good to avoid accidents with the cargo. It avoids damaging the cargo. It avoids problem with the driver because he will not be moving, very heavy stuff using only his muscular strength. So I would say every truck should have one of these pre-installed or something like that, because you never know when you are going to have one heavy pallet or one heavy drum, like in this example. So it's very good, very practical to have one of these pre-installed in your equipment. It's not expensive. It's not electric powered or anything. It's all manual, so it doesn't require batteries or. It's really easy to use, really easy, and really safe to use. I recommend for every company, to purchase these kind of stuff. And if you have to move products, or goods from the ground level to a tabletop level, conveyor level, or something like that, these kind of lifting tables is what you need. This one is all manual. You operate with your hands and your feet, and you can lift it. It has a hydraulic system, so you can lift it really easy. It does take a little bit of time, because it's all done manually. It's like, when you have to inflate a cushion, for camping. So it does take as much time as that, but it's effortless. You don't have to use a lot of strength for the people working with it. It's really safe and easy, and it will avoid long-term problems, with back pain or something like that. It's much more ergonomic to use this, and it's really inexpensive. So whatever process that you use in your company, if you do have to raise especially heavy stuff from the ground level to tabletop level or to conveyor level, this is really the way you want to go. And finally, if you have to move letters, small packages, small boxes around the company, especially big companies sometimes have to move material from one department to another, from stock to production, from office to production, from receiving to warehouse or something like that. This is a pretty good alternative. It's, again, inexpensive. It handles up to 150 kilograms. I don't know how much that is in pounds. And it's really useful for moving stuff, light stuff, not heavy stuff. But it's really useful to move light stuff within the company or between the company and other companies in the surrounding area, not very far away. And also it has the added benefit of exercise for whoever is driving this tricycle. Okay. So I worked in some companies that had this kind of thing, and it was really useful, and people enjoyed, using these and moving stuff from one department to the other. So it's a really nice solution, and I think it will become even more popular these days. Okay, so that was what I had in mind to share with you today. Thank you for watching our channel. Please like, subscribe, and be back for other videos like this. Okay, thank you. Bye.